with fucking Nintendo.
I love Nintendogs so much. That was my jam. That was all I played for like 2 years.
I can actually safely say I have never played Nintendogs because I yes.
It was so
Oh,
good.
I know.
Nintendogs was the best.
It was like one of the OG Nintendo games when they first came out with it too. Or at least with the light.
Yeah.
That was like their big thing and everybody was like, Nintendogs!
I'm sorry, but Nintendogs deserved it.
Yeah, true. It was one of the best games they had.
Alrighty, so you are in a stone chamber somewhere, hopefully within the temple. You previously came across 3 doors, one showing a picture of a tree, one showing a picture of a flower, and one showing a picture of a rock. After kind of doing a looted series of checks, some people poking into the various different scenarios, you picked the tree door, wherein Susanna found the way out by finding that there was actually a magical wall making up this constructed image of a forest clearing that you ended up in. As that kind of disappeared and you found yourself in this room again, you walked down the corridor, hoping to find a way out, only to come across a series of another 3 doors. One with a fish carved into the wood of the door, one with a picture of 2 medium-sized fish carved into the door, and one with a picture of 3 small fish carved into the door.
Ren, if this episode is entitled One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, I'm gonna punch you.
Wait, I gotta write that
Big fish, little fish, giant stone room.
One fish, two fish, red fish.
Okay. This is not ideal. Are we in agreement?
Yep.
Okay. Now, we took a lot of time, investigating and inspecting the last doors, being very cautious and such. And I would like to suggest that we just skip that bit because I don't believe it helped us in the.
I'd like to point out as well, at this point, Susanna's watch shows 3:45 p.m.
What time did we enter the temple?
Like 2.
Hang on.
Y'all, we're gonna fucking
2:45.
die.
You've been in the temple about an hour.
Okay.
I feel like that's been a while.
We just need to be a little bit speedier this time around because we are rapidly running out of time at an altogether inconsistent rate, and so I believe it is for the best that we just forward
I'm
and try
in
a door.
agreement with you. I don't want to spend any more time dilly-dallying. If there's anything dangerous, we just do it all together. Just
okay. This door has a big fish on it. Let's try it. Let's go. Shoot.
All right.
Talia will head first.
Okie doke. So as you open the door, much as the previous doors were, the opening of the door frame is filled with kind of a swirling fog. And you can't see through it from where you are stood in the room.
Vias will stand behind Talia.
Talia takes a deep breath and heads to the fog.
Okie doke. Has Talia got a rope attached at this
Nope.
point? Okie doke.
Vias has the rope, by the way.
But at this point, Vice, you're still there holding the rope as you see Talia disappear through the smoke, the fog in the doorway. Okie doke. Talia steps through. And the fog doesn't seem to last as long as it did on the previous doors. Make me a stealth check, please.
Oh shit, I don't have my computer up. I'm dumb as shit. And if someone wants to roll a stealth for me while Betsy boots up.
Oh shit, I just opened a window.
I can... Oh, anyone can do that, I think, because we're all listed as DMs.
No, not stealth.
I have it up, however I shall roll.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't do it since you have it up.
Ooh, bear with me a second. I need to double check what I'm rolling against.
Alright.
Oh wow, okay. So Talia steps through the fog. And as they step through, there's kind of a pillar, maybe 5 feet ahead and 10 feet to their left. And they just kind of step forward and dart into the shelter of the pillar. And as they look forward, the room that they see is maybe 30, 40 feet square. And there's kind of a shifting, shimmering shape of kind of swirling robes and smoke and air in the middle of the room that doesn't seem to have spotted them just yet.
Okay.
Well, Vias was going in after Talia, by the way. With the rope left on the ground. Well, on the ground, but he's still leading the other part of it in.
Okay, I'll come to that in a second. What's Talia doing first?
So what does the shape look like? Is it just...
It is vaguely humanoid. It's kind of a ring wraith type effect going on. It's kind of maybe 6.5, 7 feet tall. They can see where a hood kind of is, and then the robe's just kind of tattered and draping down, and it's hovering maybe 2 or 3 feet off the floor.
Great. Fun.
It doesn't seem to have seen Talia just yet.
And where I came from, I can see the smoke and things?
Nope. As Talia glances back, there is a smooth stone wall behind them.
Shit. And I'm underneath a pillar?
You're kind of standing just kind of behind a pillar, peering around the edge of it. The pillar's between you and this ghost creature thing.
Okay. Well, shit. What does the rest of the area look like?
It's a stone room, maybe 35, 40 feet square. There are pillars at the 4 corners. The door that you entered through that has since disappeared is kind of in one corner of the room. And the pillars and the ghost seem to be the only thing in the room, apart from a large, ornate, stained glass window in the wall opposite you.
Okay.
Which seems to depict there's a figure on horseback, kind of the horse is rearing and they're waving a sword in the air. It's kind of very dramatic and probably unrealistic.
So there's no way around to the, stained glass vault. You said it was...
You can try and sneak around, but there are big kind of open spaces between the pillars. And the light in the room seems to be coming predominantly through the stained glass window. The room is reasonably well lit. You can kind of see all around, but you figure as you dart from one pillar to the next that there's going to be a chance that the creature can spot you.
Oh, and they don't trust whether or not they could get to that stone wall. They're gonna try to sneak around. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go. Hang on, I'm just gonna sketch up the room shape. I can. Do it right there. 40 feet. I can count. So it's roughly that sort of shape. There's a pillar in each corner.
Hold on, Betsy's just about done. Jinx, for context, Betsy is my computer. What does it look like?
So I've sketched it. Hopefully, I've sketched it in the right letter.
Mom?
Hello?
Hello.
Mom! Thank
Oh, I
God
see
Mom
it.
is dying.
Hey.
I'm gonna cry.
Talia's doing some risky shit.
Oh
Tal is
no.
making mistakes.
Save
Uh-oh.
Talia.
Well, I still don't have a computer, so this is all on my phone. So if you die, someone else is gonna have to roll for it.
That's fine. We're just glad you're here. Yay.
Well, the group have found a series of doors, with one of which has a picture of a big fish, one has a picture of 2 medium fish, and one has a picture of 3 small fish. And Talia has waltzed through the door with the picture of the big fish on it, without taking a rope.
Oh,
Has now discovered themselves in a
fucked.
large room.
Bias
Their
said
own, with no
after
way
that,
out.
if that's any consolation, but he was the one with the
And where
rope.
are we? So Talia is in this corner here. Why did they not go on top? But hey, behind that pillar.
Yeah, they're gonna go for this one.
Okie doke. So make me a stealth check.
Alrighty. Alrighty, folks. Are you ready for the first player character death?
No.
God.
On
Stop
screen.
that.
Okay, because Vias, you've got maybe 1 round before Vias comes through with the time.
Oh, Talia doesn't
You'll
know
be
that.
fine.
Got Revivify.
Bias does not. We got
23.
a diamond, though.
You kind of notice after staring for a few seconds that the light through the stained glass window is not consistent. There's kind of it kind of dims every now and then, almost as if there's a cloud floating in front of the sun, and you kind of time your run just to kind of coincide with one of these little dull patches, and you dart across the room.
Okay.
To hide behind the other pillar, and the creature does not appear to have noticed you. I rolled really well on those perception checks, I would like to point out, and you just blew right through it with a 23.
Good.
Again, they're good at like 3 things: punching shit, hiding, and like, I don't know,
Stealth
trauma.
like a motherfucker. Trauma. Jamie, why?
I mean, you know.
Okay. Fuck. They're just looking up at the stained glass window. What do I see?
It is from Talia's perception, it is fancy and ornate.
Cool. I don't know what stained glass is.
Realistically, it's probably not that technically skilled. The pieces are quite large pieces of glass. It's not kind of teeny tiny intricate details. There's a lot kind of painted glass rather than just pure pieces making up the image. It seems to be an elven man with kind of black and red and purple robes, seated atop a white horse. He's kind of holding the reins with one hand. He's holding a sword aloft with the other. His hair's kind of blowing back in the wind. And ahead of the horse, kind of crouching down, almost flinching back from this man on the horse, is a human woman in kind of a blue dress. It's reasonably ornate, if not kind of, it's well made, if not kind of overly kind of finicky and kind of heavily detailed.
Okay. Well, Talia sees one solution.
Okay, before Talia is trying anything, we will go back to Vias.
Yes.
Hang on a second.
I get put in a different room.
Okie doke. Are you heading through the same doorway?
Yes, I went
Bias?
through the exact same doorway with the rope on the ground, one end in my hand, walking through.
Okay. Make me a stealth check, please.
Okay. Vice is gonna do awful. I feel it. Today's the day of the cursed dice. Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
Okay, so despite the fact that you are carrying a rope and the very act of kind of dragging the rope behind you leaves this kind of grey, foggy doorway open behind you, you make it through and you kind of step behind the pillar. And you can see this again, this creature kind of hovering in the middle of the room. It's maybe 2 or 3 feet off the ground, 6.5, 7 feet tall, with this kind of hood and ragged robes just kind of drifting and floating and kind of swaying in a breeze that you can't feel. You don't spot Talia, and Talia does not spot you from those stealth rolls and your passive perceptions.
To be
Great.
fair, to be fair, Mercy was with Vias. Should I make a stealth check for her too?
You can do, yes.
Oh god, where are my hawk stats? How did I spell hawk that terribly wrong? I put an L in there for some reason. Hawk.
Typos happen.
Yeah. Skills. It's Dex that's stealth, right? Dex.
Yep.
Yep.
9.
Oof. Like, you see, if
Nice.
I hadn't rolled so abysmally badly on my last one, that would have been bad. But I rolled worse than that. So, Mercy kind of flutters through and immediately kind of, instead of kind of moving out to fly around and search the room, she kind of immediately drops down and perches on your shoulder, and you can feel her claws kind of sink in to the cloth on your shoulder as if she's uncertain or scared of what is going on.
And Vias kind of just like puts his hand on her, and probably will like take a step away from the doorway and stay there. He's not going to move a damn muscle.
I assume Talia sees Mercy.
Yes. They will see Mercy on that roll. And you kind of see Mercy come through and kind of disappear back behind this pillar over here. Okie doke.
Great. Awesome. Okay.
Oh,
Unless
can
you
Vias
two are
tug on the
doing
rope,
anything-
by the way?
Sorry?
Can Vias tug on the rope that he had pulled through, like, as a...
Yep. Everyone back in the room at this point notices the rope kind of inching slightly, kind of moves and then
He tugs
inches
it, like,
in.
twice.
Yep.
That's probably a signal that we should have established before they went in.
And yet...
However, I think it's safe to assume the meeting, and Susanna will follow into the fog
Okie doke. Make
and
me
see
a
what
stealth
fucking
check
happens.
then, please.
I'm nervous. I've had too good of a luck so far, so this is probably the end.
I probably got to open Lena's character sheet as well. That would help, wouldn't it? No,
Perhaps.
I have to fail a stealth check. I would like to point out that I still only rolled a 10.
It's fine.
So, as Susanna steps through the room, through the doorway, the fog kind of, you expect the fog to be similar to the fog was when you were walking through into the room with all the trees before, but it's not. It kind of finishes a lot sooner, a lot quicker. To the extent that you kind of are that kind of surprised when it ends that you stumble over the rope. And as you kind of stumble over the rope, you don't fall, but to catch yourself, you kind of grab a hold of Vias and you kind of plant your hand against the stone column in front of you, and Vias, you kind of feel these fingers, these nails dig into your kind of forearm. You manage to not kind of yelp in pain, but there is kind of this kind of stumbly, fumbly noise. And as you kind of peer around the edge of the column, you can see this kind of hooded figure floating, turn around to look in your direction. Where the face would be in kind of the hole of the hood, there is just kind of a black, inky darkness.
I would like to shoot it.
Go ahead.
I'm
Okey
pretty
doke.
sure we have to roll initiative.
Let a bitch shoot a bitch, okay?
I would say if Susanna is going to shoot rather than trying to cover it over, Susanna can shoot, and then we will all roll initiative
Okay.
after that.
Wait, there's an option to like recover from this without shooting.
I mean, there possibly was, but now you've said you want to shoot it, so go ahead and shoot.
I mean, either way, I was gonna shoot it because
Susanna, shoot
Exactly.
first crow.
this is my character design.
This is my design. I mean, do what you gotta do.
That was disgusting.
11 misses, I'm afraid. So you kind of shoot at what you think is the right direction, and you kind of see the fabric on its left-hand side kind of move as the bullet goes past. But it just kind of goes straight past, and you can hear the bullet kind of ricochet off the stone wall behind it. Okay, look, everybody, including the people still back in the room, roll initiative for me.
I hope you know Talia went from, okay, I'm alone, I can handle this, to shit, Vice is here. Shit, Susanna!
Oh yeah, I gotta roll initiative for Mercy too.
I now need 2 minutes while I pull up like 6 million NPC.
You know what?
Cool, we're gonna do so bad.
Susanna does make every situation worse. However,
Actually, I probably only need that one. Right, can other people Jaeger the various other characters for me? So I need somebody to Jaeger
I really don't know how to play
Clancy and
Clancy.
Diona. And
I can do Diona.
Please.
and someone
Damn.
to help maneuver Vira as per Sarah's description.
can I be Vera's buddy? I don't want to be Clancy again. I feel like I'm gonna.
I could do for Clancy, but I could try.
Okay.
It's fine. Just make bad decisions and you'll get it.
Oh
Okay.
crap, I'm set as player. I have to go back to GM to see Clancy's shit.
For some reason, it has not got any turn orders on here. Did we not actually run any combat before this on this map?
I don't know if
I
we
don't
did
think
the
so.
turn order. Oh
Explain why
god,
nobody
I'm gonna
has
have to go
turn orders
through
on
this
there.
to find the map. There it is. Okay,
So roll for.
let's see.
All right. Gotta roll for.
Totally couldn't find Lena's initiative then.
I promise I'm not
50.
looking at anything, I just need to look at Clancy's shit, because I can't do it when I'm not a
Roll
GM.
for ghost. Roll for Diana.
God, I don't
Sarah,
know.
I'm so sorry.
Nope, that wasn't what I meant to click.
That's all
Oops.
right. You know,
You rolled a 2.
it's a good place to be at as a cleric.
Why does it feel like Clancy has like no
It's okay, I
spells?
rolled a 3 for Diana, so.
Clancy, what's with your spells, dude?
Okay, so Vera rolled a 2. Oh no,
Seems
Pico
like
rolled a
nothing.
2
I
for.
guess it's just a
Nope, wrong one.
Mercy also has initiative of 12.
Okay. So Susanna has 7 initiative. Lena has one of the better initiatives on this order, and that is just not normal. That is just wrong on so many levels. Vice has 15.
It's not good.
Vias has a 15, Mercy has 12.
Oh,
Talia
I
has an
forgot-
11.
I forgot to add Mercy. Bear with me.
Oof.
Apologies.
There's a lot of not good going on here. If I'm
Mercy
honest, it's not very
has
good.
Also, y'all realize 1 fish is 1 enemy, 2 medium fish was 2 medium enemies, and then 3 small fish was 3 small enemies.
Yep.
Whoa! I
Oh,
wish
well.
somebody had like made that make sense before.
I didn't realize until I was standing in the room and there was like, there is 1 big enemy here, and I went, fuck.
Well, at least it's
Oh,
only one.
fish.
I was
It's
trying
it's
to drop
not
in.
literal fish. That's what you fucking meant. Okay.
Well, this will be more
I told
fun
you
for
that the
us. We
fish
can
weren't
just
literal.
slaughter a big one.
Okie doke. Vias,
Oh god,
you
I
are
got.
first on the initiative order.
That's not good at all. Okay, well he's gonna, since he's
Did
been
we roll for
spotted
Did we
already.
roll for Fancy's initiative? We didn't.
Oh
Hang on.
shit, I forgot about that.
I'll roll
Initiative.
quick.
Oh, you got it? I have his
Yep.
sheet open. Or there.
If you have it up, go ahead and roll.
10.
10.
10 for clan. Oh, I have Vias's token selected. There we go.
That's okay. I
got
can
it.
change that. Vias is still upon 15. That's fine.
Okay. Well, Vias is going to run over here, so he's gonna go 5, 10, 15. And then he's going to. Oh, fuck. He has 1 slot fucking left. Motherfuck. Shit. This is why we should have fucking rested you guys.
Yes, but we are stupid.
You're such stupid dumb heads. Okay,
At least
Vice
you
is
didn't
Stupid is stored in the us.
yes,
At least you
it's
didn't
stored
try
in-
and at least you didn't try and use shatter on the door because that really would have rebounded onto everybody.
Okay, well Vice
See?
is going to level 2 guiding bolt this motherfucker.
Go for it.
Level 2.
An 8 misses, I'm afraid.
That goes his last spell. Bye guys, we're dead.
Ooh.
Oh my god, she fucking dead.
So you kind of stop and you concentrate and just nothing happens.
And
It just
oh
kind
yeah,
of hovers there.
Vice is at 14 hit points.
Oh my. Why are you guys
Why-
like this?
Oh my god, why did you not tell me this beforehand?
I
Okay, we're
did.
this is where we're
Stupid.
at, so this is what we're gonna deal with.
Okay.
Stupid is
Vice-
stored in the us.
Vice fucking okay, you know what Vice is gonna do after he misses so badly? He's going to bonus action wild shape into a fucking brown bear, I guess. Where's the bear? Whatever the fuck. So he does not die in 1 hit.
Okie doke.
Vice is a bear now. You're welcome. He will not die,
Hang on.
maybe.
Do I have bear artwork?
Oh my god.
I have a brown bear. Or I have a cave bear. The cave bear looks grumpy and awful.
All I'm gonna say is if we had fed Diona to this door and not worried about it, it probably would have all turned out okay.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna be stuck in initiative because those guys are probably gonna be like at least 2 turns behind us. So.
Okay, so Vias is now a bear.
Yay!
Do you wish to move or anything, or are you just staying there as a bear?
He's just gonna stay there and cry.
Okie doke. Unfortunately, it is the ghost's turn next because I rolled pretty well for my initiative rolls.
Bye, guys.
It is going to slide towards you, Bias. And it stops hovering in front of you. You can kind of hear this kind of deep, echoey, faint chuckle kind of coming from it. It is going to... you see kind of the sleeve kind of raises up almost as if an arm was lifting up to strike at you. And you see the sleeve move, but you don't actually see a hand move with it. Plus... No, not minus 85, plus 5.
He hits.
That is a 15. Does that hit?
Yep, natural armor is 11.
Okay.
Yep.
So you feel kind of this cold sensations skitter across kind of the face and neck and chest and shoulders of this bear.
Mhm.
And it does 10 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Still up.
And it kind of is going to. I'm going to save that for a little while. And it kind of hovers there, and you kind of feel this kind of cool air radiating out from this ghost. Meanwhile, everyone else is still back in the other room. So, unaware that combat is happening.
Yay!
Lena just kind of shrugs. Very much kind of. Guess we're going through the door then.
Might as well.
Just kind of nods to Vera, says, watch our backs, yeah?
I gotcha.
And steps through the door.
Vera follows.
Vera, everyone else's movement, I will cover on their turn. Steps through the door, stepped off to one side away from the door. Spots. I'm just going to say bonus action is kind of looking around, assessing the room. Spots the bear, spots the ghost. Spots Susanna. Doesn't spot Talia. And would be very much fuck it, there's a ghost. Let's
Before
attack the
Lena
ghost.
goes, if she's gonna attack, can Mercy go and do some sort of flank with the ghost?
What is
They're-
Mercy's dexterity?
Mercy's dex.
I mean, I'm assuming it's probably better than
I
-1.
think it's like a
Lena.
+3, whatever her initiative was.
Plus what? Sorry, I missed that.
I think it was like +3.
To be honest, even if it's a +1, go for it. I will
Okay.
say Mercy goes ahead of Lena.
Okay. Because she would have went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think she has a fly speed of 60. Yeah, she has
Okey-doke.
60. So she should have gotten either. Yeah, she'll go to this space up here. God, it's weird. It doesn't sit well. Not in his space. Oh no. I can't get
Yep.
it out. That's not the token I want to grab. Thank you. I wanted to move. There. Okay, that's where I want Mercy to be. So if anybody comes up to attack it, they can.
Okay, cool. Is she within melee range of him or not?
Most likely, yes. 5 feet. So
Okay.
she's risking her life.
Will it move down? Oh, no, we don't want it to be that big. Okay, doke. Is Mercy attacking him or anything?
No.
Or-
She'd probably take the. Can she take the dog action? Because she can take the attack action.
I have no idea. I've never run for this or anything like that.
I think it's I don't know if a familiar can do that. I mean, she can attack because Vias is packed to the chain. But if she sacrifices her attack action for dodge, maybe? I don't know. It's up to your call, DM.
I would say if you wanted to attack, she can. I have no idea how you run because I've never run a character with a familiar, and it's one of those things where I'm very much. I leave it up to you guys to know these. Hang on.
How about I get back to you on that? I don't think she'd attack and risk herself, but I'll see if familiars can do dodge actions. Damn it. God damn it. Why you gotta be like this, stupid thing? Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Discord, why?
Welcome
Fish,
back.
fish,
we go.
fish, fish.
God. My stupid
I would
Discord, I
say,
had it
since it
open to
doesn't
voice
say-
chat on my phone, and it decided to switch me to that instead.
Bad fish. Bad fish. Bad cat. Fish. I would say it doesn't say anything in the spell, so I am perfectly happy for Mercy to take the dodge action instead of an
Okay.
attack.
Okay. Sounds good. I can look it up though, just for continuity's sake. I just don't want
I
her
would
to
say-
die.
If she just kind of holds the dodge action instead of holding an action,
Yeah.
that would be cool. I am perfectly happy for that to happen.
I mean, I
Sounds
don't see
good.
why they couldn't.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it just doesn't say, and I'm not kind of really in the mood to be pedantic and awful enough to just kind of make you not do it. So you know what? Fuck it. It's your character. Okie doke. In that case, then, Lena, having kind of watched Mercy dart across, is now like, right, okay, ghost, we're attacking the ghost. And is going to swipe twice at the ghost. Straight up attacks. A 10 misses. 25 hit. I believe that isn't a natural 20. I'm devastated.
It was so close. If Guiding Bolt would have hit, that would have been good.
So you kind of see from where you're standing by us, you probably have the best view, even as a bear. Lena kind of swings with the first one, and you just kind of see the cloak kind of billow out of the way. And she kind of adjusts on the backswing. And this time you kind of see the head of the Warhammer kind of sink straight into the body. And you kind of see Lena's arms flinch slightly as if she's hit something, but yet the Warhammer kind of keeps going through. And you kind of see Lena frown at whatever seems to be happening with her trying to kind of hit this creature. I'm gonna say Lena's gonna probably move around there. Hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She can move to there to make sure that other people have a view. Talia is up next.
Okay. Talia, seeing how shit this is going, and knows they probably can't punch a ghost.
Not yet,
That's
anyway.
That's not a thing they can do. They are going to try to smash the window.
Okie doke. Roll me an attack roll. Just straight up, are they trying to punch it? Are they throwing something at it?
They're going to take the back of their hand axe and just smash it.
Okay, they're probably going to have to move in front of it. It kind of starts maybe a couple of feet off the ground, so they can reach it reasonably easily. They're probably going to have to move in front. No.
That's fine. $17. Can I shatter a window?
A 17 will definitely do it. Hang on a second. I just need to check my notes a second. Okie doke. As Talia steps in front, swings kind of the hilt of this hand axe. They kind of impact in the center of one of these kind of painted panels. And it creates like a little bullseye initially where the hand axe hits, which kind of starts to spread outwards in kind of jagged little lines from the bullseye, with kind of popping, cracking noises, like you're standing on ice that's maybe not capable of pushing your weight. It's similar to what happened when Susanna shot into the middle of the woods in the previous room. As kind of a few of the little pieces of glass start to fall out, there's a gust of wind comes howling through the doorway. I need Talia to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm good at those.
I know.
19.
Okie doke. Unfortunately, I rolled a 20. So this gust of wind is kind of funneled through this little hole Talia has made, and it kind of comes gusting out far faster than it should be able to, even funneled through this little gap, and it kind of clips from one shoulder, and it kind of sends them staggering back against this pillar here. I would say that renders them prone.
Okay.
Doesn't eat up any of their movement, and I will class them hitting the window as their bonus action.
Excellent. You are kind. And I'm merciful. Alright, roughly how far away are they?
It should be nope, not that one. It should be to scale. They are 25 feet.
No, get down. Lance. Off of there.
Okay.
You have 2 inches of space. Get down.
They're basically gonna go up. They're gonna get up. Just go.
I'm well aware that making monks prone is not a thing that actually has very much of an effect.
Matters for shit.
But, this is what I had planned for this effect, so therefore this is what we're doing.
You're good. Talia stands. Basically just goes.
I would point out as well, I won't count Talia because they're the ones that kind of got knocked down by it. However, there is, coming from the window in kind of this location, there is a kind of gust coming out here that probably affects this area.
Where?
Since Talia was knocked prone by it, they can kind of ignore it this round.
Alright, yeah, they're just straight towards the ghost with a right then break the window.
Okey-doke.
And going to make fuck it. We're gonna swing an axe at a ghost.
There or one further up?
If I can make one further up, I'll go one further up.
5, 10, 15. It's 20 feet.
Yep,
Right.
that's yeah.
5,
Because
10.
my speed is 45, so that should be just under half.
Yep.
Yep, and then we're gonna swing a hand axe at a ghost because fuck it, I guess.
Okay. I'm in the middle of something. But
Hello, Joe.
what do you need?
Also 25.
Okay.
I hit a
can
ghost.
do that.
25.
Apologies. I should have muted my mic.
8.
So Talia will notice what Lena noticed, which is there's not as much resistant to the axe as there should be. There's a little bit of resistance from fabric, but it doesn't feel as if they hit anything solid as the axe passes through. You kind of get the impression it's maybe not doing as much damage as you would expect it to.
Yep, Talia, yep. And then just, yep, alright, through the window, everyone.
Okie doke. If that is the end of Talia's turn, it is Clancy's turn next.
Okay, gotta be Clancy. How does that work?
Well, I would say that Vera and Diona will probably urge him through the doorway.
Yeah, he's like, doorway? Oh. Okay. And walks through.
Okie doke. So as he steps through the doorway, it's kind of fog, and then stone floor, and then stone pillar immediately straight ahead, and Susanna kind of to his right, maybe muttering things under her breath. I don't know. Is that a
Is
Susanna
she-
thing?
Yeah, she sounds like she's having an
Okay.
unpleasant time of it, but in Orchid.
I think Clancy like walks through, looks around, and is like, "Oh, hi, Susanna," and then probably like looks at everything else. I don't know how to be Clancy.
I would say taking in what's going on, adjusting to the fact that hey, ghost people are fighting is a bonus action. It's what I did for Lena anyway.
I don't even know what they would do. How does one be rogue and
Just-
wizard
Pick a spell and hope.
and pray to
Yeah.
whatever god you have left?
No, seriously, that is what you should do.
All of his stuff are not really that useful. At least from what I'm
Did he
seeing
have
in
like
his-
flame strike or whatever?
he had, or they have firebolt that I can
Yeah,
hit,
do that.
I guess. So they'll probably walk out of here and like, I don't know, stand next to the bear and be at oh, that's in melee range though. Doesn't that mean disadvantage of
I say no, it needs to be ranged.
range 120 feet? I guess that would be, yeah, firebolt's ranged, right?
I would say you can cast Firebolt from there, but I would say at disadvantage
How
because
about,
that's.
how about Clancy moves there
Yeah,
instead?
no, that should,
Would that work?
I mean, it says ranged spell attack, so I would say as long as you're out of melee range, it casts.
Okay. So I'll just leave them like.
I'm a little kind of uncertain about the fact that Sarah is now rolling death saves. It's not that bad just yet.
Pardon?
Excuse me. But yes, they
Also,
will...
the fact that Sarah just rolled a natural 1 on a death save.
I did what now?
Okay.
You've obviously clicked on something.
I must have. I'm trying to. I've sort of got access to my spell list.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want me to like screenshot it and text it to Discord?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
yes,
might be
you
better. So
absolutely
don't
should.
keep on.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
A 23 hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
8 fire damage.
Uh,
Clancy only gets 1 attack, yeah.
Okie doke. So as Clancy stands there and casts the firebolt, and it kind of everybody kind of stood close to it. In fact, everybody in the room, probably other than Susanna, can see has got line of sight to see that as this fire kind of envelops it over kind of the shoulder and where one of the arms would be, it kind of screeches and it writhes, and there's this kind of stench of burning, rotting flesh that kind of fills the room for a second. It seems to have done a reasonable amount of damage to it. It certainly upsets it, and it kind of turns around and hisses as it looks at Clancy.
I think you would probably just like, or they would just wave. I don't know.
I mean, you have the same level of self-preservation as Dylan, so. Okie doke. Susanna then is up next.
Okay. So she missed her first shot, so she's pissed off as all hell. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta get in position to shoot a bit. That's a reasonable enough shot to take, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she's going to, for her first shot, she's going to spend a grit point to get advantage on it because she doesn't want to miss again.
Come on, Susanna.
Uh, 24 hits.
Nice.
Cool, awesome. And then
Okie doke. Yep, go for it, sorry.
for her she's going to take her extra attack Without advantage because.
.26 also hits.
And then her palm pistol attack as her bonus action.
Okie doke.
And
Okie doke. So
then
oh, there's more. Go for it.
I'm gonna not. I think I'm being a bit extra. I'm gonna not. I'm gonna let that be that.
Were you gonna action surge?
Okay, so you
I was
stand
gonna
there and you
action
kind
surge.
of you kind of move out from behind the column and you peer past Clancy and you fire 3 shots. And you kind of see them disappear into kind of the draping folds of this floating cloak fabric. And they don't come out the other side. You've definitely hit something. And then eventually you hear kind of tink, tink, tink as these 3 kind of battered bullets drop out of the bottom of the folds of fabric. And it kind of peers past Clancy and then looks back to Clancy again.
Susanna waves with one of her guns and says, "Hello, yes, that was me. Pay attention."
Oh god.
Because she's an idiot.
Fias, I think you
Okay.
saw Talia roll their eyes.
You know what? Make me either an intimidation or a persuasion check.
Oh god, she's so terrible at both.
Or even a deception check, because
She's good at deception to an extent.
But she's not lying.
Persuasion or
Trying to be a little. She's trying to seem tougher than she is.
Her instead. Does she really?
well, we know fire hurts it. Hey, that's not bad.
Deception question mark?
Okay. Oops, wrong button. Okie doke. So, in that case, then, if Sana has nothing else she wishes to do, it is Diona's turn. Who's Jaegering Diona?
I am,
Or is-
however, I do not currently have access to her sheet. But I think she's gonna come in the room. Step 1.
Step 1, get everybody into the room. Bonus action, glance around, roll eyes at these dipshits getting themselves into trouble again.
Yeah. Right. Well, she's good at one thing, and that's wrestling. But I don't think she thinks she can wrestle a ghost.
You know what? She is a confident young lady. Let her wrestle the ghost.
I think she would try.
All right. I guess we're gonna try to wrestle.
Wait, are we all aware that Joe's here?
Is she?
Joe is
Yeah, I just got in.
Because Joe is here.
Hi,
Oh.
babe.
Yeah, sorry, alarm didn't go off.
You're good. Do you
I'm
want to
in
wrestle
the
a ghost?
process of getting my laptop set back up.
But would my wife wrestle a ghost?
Would our collective wife wrestle this ghost for us?
Party wife, ghost wrestle? Question mark.
Down to ghost wrestle?
Chief Ghost Wrestler.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Joe.
That is suddenly a statement to wake up to.
Would Diona wrestle a ghost? Quote. Thank you for arriving. I didn't want to Jaeger her.
Oh.
I was
So,
there.
what is the current clusterfuck?
There's a ghost. Do you want to wrestle it?
The current clusterfuck is Talia marched straight through
Big
the door with the big fish on it,
Insane.
without a rope or anything attached. Promptly got into the
Upon
room,
the request
saw
of
one
the
big
rest of
monster
the
there,
group.
went shit. And then everybody kind of followed. So now we're fighting a big ghost beastie.
Ghost Beastie.
They have also canonically become fed up with Susanna's bullshit.
That's so fucking valid.
Took them this
Animes
long.
took this long.
Also, it apparently doesn't like fire. Fire.
Also, Talia broke the red bit there is a stained glass window, and Talia managed to put a hole in it, and it set a bunch of air at them and knocked them down. And they just kind of go, well, I guess I can't do that, but somebody needs to put a hole in it.
I think everyone else was more concerned with the ghost that they needed to
Yeah,
hit.
but they have made a discovery, which is put a hole in the window.
Yeah, regardless, I do think Diana would try and wrestle the ghost, but remember, can wrestle as bonus action, so can... Sorry, computer's still lagging.
It's good. I'm playing Nintendo's.
I'm knitting.
Man, I haven't thought about that in years.
Nintendo's is pure and wholesome.
I might have to see if I can
Um,
find an emulator to play it on my computer.
Except when you're me and you just force your dogs into being competitive, like
Scratch this.
sport players for your own monetary gain.
There are so
problem
many.
is with an emulator is that Nintendo relies so much on mic, so you need one that works with a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have to tap on my mic to get it to work.
The emulator. Who has the best review of that one?
Come on.
Take your time, love.
Technology, why?
For the record, Susanna immediately regretted her decision of speaking up because she's like, oh man, I should have let that ghost just focus on the kid and then I would not have any problem.
I mean, to be fair, at the moment you don't know whether it's ignoring you or not.
This is true, but Susanna regrets even like putting the idea out there.
Susanna regretted her decision could just be like the tagline.
Susanna regrets Crow. That's her middle name, Regret.
Oof.
Regret.
No regret. No regrets.
No
Regret.
regrets, Crow.
Susanna, mistakes were made, Crow. Susanna, I fucked up, Crow.
That's bias.
Except she wouldn't admit that.
Oh no, certainly not. Everything she does is 100% intentional. Thank you for noticing. This is why Talia hates her.
Talia doesn't hate her. They're just a little bit like, are you fucking serious?
Look, this instance she was actually trying to be helpful. Immediately regretted it, but did try to be helpful.
Talia's like, you're a ranged fighter, you idiot.
Yeah, but the baby is right there. It's a baby. It's a baby. It can't be in combat. Who let it come in combat, Vera?
Talia has been mentally cursing
Okay,
the
I need
entire
to go
party
check on
out
my cats.
since
They're making a lot of noise.
for a while. Since
Talia
Vias
is
followed them into this room.
the only valid party member.
True.
Okay, so despite the fact that I am still waiting for my computer to work enough that I will be able to roll,
Also, we figured out the mystery behind the fish. It was one big enemy, 2 medium enemies, 3 small enemies, and we picked the big one.
Of
Because
course we picked the
stupid
big one.
is stored in the us.
Which
Because-
would be fine in a level.
We didn't figure it out until I was standing in the room with it and went, oh shit.
Despite me trying to give you hints and clues beforehand.
Yeah, Amy was like, it's not a literal fish. It's not a literal fish. And I was like, okay, but I think it's a literal fish. So,
No, I was on board for not literal fish. I just couldn't.
I couldn't piece it either. I was like, big fish? Like, big fish to attack.
Oh,
Big fish in a
God.
small pond.
like, we need to put Diona in the room because she's the most similar to a fish.
You were about to get fed to the room at one point.
Yeah, repeatedly, that was my...
honestly,
Sacrifice.
Oh, I just shifted and like 5 vertebrae at the bottom of my spine just cracked.
Ooh.
babe.
Crunchy bones. Delicious.
Mood. That was me
It's
and my wrist
fine.
today.
Sometimes it's the best thing though when your back pops.
Okay, but I've started seeing a chiropractor, and by started seeing them, I mean I've gone to 3 appointments in 3 days because they took one look at my back and went, honey.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's
So
good.
I'm sore as fuck, and everything keeps popping.
Just means they're getting air.
Generally, the spine is not supposed to get out.
No.
I mean, you get pockets of like.
Yeah. But
It-
like
it
I don't
can
think
do
the bottom of my spine needs to be popping.
Maybe it's the fact that it wasn't active for a while or something. Maybe. 'Cause I've been-
I mean my pelvis is rotated like severely to the right for some reason.
Yeah, that can.
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
not good.
That'll do it.
Also, some of my vertebrae aren't fused perfectly together, so that's a fun fact.
God.
Yay.
Not ideal.
No. Then when he was talking to me about it, he was like, "Yeah, you should be fine as long as it doesn't crack open and start leaking your spinal cord everywhere." And I was like, "Wait, back up."
What?
Spines are the
That
worst things
escalates
in
quickly.
humans. Literally. So flawed.
So yeah, sorry, I got. I think first off, Diana is going to try and see if she can just make contact in general.
Okie doke. Basically, what we said was because Dona started out of the room,
Get
getting into
another
the
room.
room is kind of 10 feet of movement, and then bonus action to kind of look around, assess the situation, and find out what's going on because she couldn't hear what was going on from outside the room.
Okay.
And basically that's the same as I did with Lena and Clancy as well, and will do for Vega.
Okay. So
So she has 20 feet of movement plus full action.
yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing is try to see if she can make contact. So that's gonna.
Also, Vias is the bear.
You should probably start packing up,
Of course,
guys.
Vice is the bear.
Instead of patting
Just so
you should
you're
start
aware.
packing up.
You are now officially caught up.
Yeah.
Although he's much more of a twink than a bear.
We have made that joke already.
I know. I was certain, but it was a statement that was necessary.
This is also getting made while I think Ren is not at the computer to argue, so hey. Okie doke. So
Don't know if it will affect anything, but Diana does have the silver brass knuckles.
it
And
may
has
do.
basically had them on this entire temple.
They class as a
still-
magic weapon.
No, but
Probably not, but
no.
Okie doke.
But that's why. But I just figured I'd highlight that they are a thing, just in case this was one of the silver can help. Yeah, she's gonna try and make contact before she tries to wrestle. So
Okay, so I'll move Dinah up there, right next to it. go ahead and roll a whatever you would normally roll for a grapple check. So I assume athletics.
Oh yes.
Would she have advantage since Mercy counts as an ally? Or no?
I don't think so because
Okay.
it's not an attack. It's a trying to
Gotcha.
grab.
Yeah. It's a modified attack action, but it's not.
Yeah, I figured.
Um,
Because somebody would have to use the help action to fix that, I think.
Okie doke. Okay, so you beat my roll, but however, as Dona reaches out and tries to grab a hold, her hands kind of pass through a certain
Yeah.
amount. So basically, you've got this creature that's kind of floating. It puts its head up maybe around top of its head around about 7 feet tall. It's hovering maybe a foot or two across above the floor. It's a big kind of draping hood, deep inky black hole where the face pointed just past you towards where Clancy and Susanna are stood. There's these long kind of draping, floating, ragged, kind of hanging down and kind of moving slightly to breeze. And as Diana reaches forward to try and grab where the body should be, her hands pass into it and she just kind of grabs a hold of a handful of fabric. However, since you rolled higher than I did, she kind of.
But if I
feel...
actually grabbed a handful of fabric, that means I grabbed something tangible.
But it kind of, as she grabs hold of it, it kind of, there's a rip, and it kind of comes loose in her hand. It is immune to grapple and restrained.
Fair?
However, because you rolled higher than I did, you do not take cold damage from grabbing at it. But you do, as Diana kind of pulls her hand back with this kind of fabric dangling from her knuckles, you notice that there are kind of frost crystals all over the fabric and kind of skirting over the top of Iona's hand as well.
Next question is, would she have seen the thing that Talia tried to put a hole in and got blown backwards for?
What's Diana's passive perception?
15.
I would say yes. She probably would, as she kind of came in and glanced around the room. She'll have seen this kind of big, across to where this red line is on the picture. She'll have seen a big kind of stained glass window with a picture of an elven man kind of astride a horse. The horse is kind of rearing up. He's kind of holding a sword aloft, and in the bottom corner, there's a hole with kind of cracks radiating out from it. And presumably, you would imagine that is where the wind is coming through.
So, would I possibly have enough movement to get over there to use my other attack to
10.
try and hit that?
How much movement does Diona have?
30 total.
Not enough to get all the way to the window, no. 5, 10, 15, 25. Hang on, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She could probably get to there.
Yeah, so probably do that, and then...
That is the closest Dona can get.
Yeah.
30, yeah.
If this had happened in a level...
Bet it didn't.
I was
If it happened
literally
in a level,
bemoaning
Lena would
that
have had
earlier.
cool things to do earlier.
I know. But if this had happened in a level, Diana would actually be able to be useful.
Whoops.
We're never gonna fight a ghost again.
Okie doke. Is there anything else Diona wants to do this turn or can do this turn?
I mean, if you're willing to let her throw the beat stick at the window as an improvised weapon, she can do that.
I would say
You've already used action bonus action.
you've already used action bonus.
No,
action.
but the thing is, with an attempt to grapple, which I'm assuming is how that was being treated,
Yep.
it counts
that
as a modified
not
attack, so I
counted?
do still get extra attack.
Okey-doke. In that case, then yes, I would say she can throw the beat stick at the
I-
window.
You
Let
used
me
your
finish
bonus to
this.
get in the room. You used 1 attack to try and grapple.
Yeah, but it's because grapple counts as a bonus as a modified attack action, I still get extra attack. I have checked this.
So it counts as one of your 2 attacks from your action.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, yes, I would say she can try and throw the beat stick at the window.
The
Make
window.
an attack roll. Improvised weapon attack roll.
Yep. It's just my beat stick roll because I do the same thing with improvised attacks as I do with unarmed.
Go for it.
That's why that macro is set up as beat stick.
14 hits.
Sorry. I hadn't realized it had sent through.
So it kind of, as you stand there, you kind of throw it overhand. It kind of flips end over end, and it impacts kind of just to the left of where Talia hit it before. And there's a crunching noise as the glass kind of impacts. And it kind of
Do you want me to roll damage for that, or just?
nope. And it kind of
Okay.
widens the area that the wind is coming through.
Yeah.
And there's a kind of a tink 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 as bits of glass fall down. There's this kind of breeze that you can feel kind of gusting past you. The window, the kind of the lower right corner of the window now is almost completely destroyed. It's probably going to take a little more to break it completely.
Pugilist. Jinx.
Which brings us to Vera's turn.
All right. I will go through the door after everyone else.
Okie doke. And
How-
again, bonus action to kind of look around and assess the situation.
How close am I to the thing, the ghosty?
You are 5 to 15 feet.
15 feet. All right. I am going to clutch my holy symbol and try to turn undead.
Go for it.
Let's see. They have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okey-doke.
I don't know what my what my DC is. 15 or 14, I can't remember.
8 plus proficiency plus your wisdom modifier.
I don't.
It's 14.
So
It says
what's
14 on the
your
sheet.
modifier?
Okay.
Okey-doke. Wisdom save. That is a 4.
Okay, so a turn creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you.
Okey-doke.
It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving.
Okey-doke. Is that so? It's similar to frightened, isn't it?
Yeah, but it has to move away from me. Like, it can't use
Yep.
its action for anything else.
Bear with me a second.
Okay.
Okay. What? Yeah.
Just realized I should have done direwolf for giant hyena. They have more hit points than brown bear.
Okey-doke. Bear with me a second.
Panicked.
I'm just double checking how Turn Undead works on ghosts.
Guys, why would we pick the big fish?
Because you told us to.
That's very true. However, why did anybody listen to me?
Because we don't really give a shit. We want to fight things
Because
too,
you
to
are
be fair.
Fools.
Because Talia's just like, fine, whatever you tell me to do, that's fine.
Okay, that
Just
doesn't
not a good
change.
life strategy.
Well,
ideas
they
all
tried
around.
other things.
Guys, you have
And
a
they
half
got yelled
empty
at.
warlock druid. He's gonna die.
Okey-doke.
He's fine. He's fine. Nobody's even trying to attack him right now.
Current HP at normal Vias level is 14, and his bear has like 24 left.
I would heal you, but you're a bear.
Rawr.
Okie doke. In that case, then, Vera, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
That's all I can do, unless I can move a bit closer to the window.
You can, yes.
All right, then I will do that.
5, 15, 20, 25, 30. I would say you can move all the way up there, avoiding the gusting air that's coming out. Vias, your turn.
Multi-attack.
I would assume as well that the ghost can retake that wisdom save at the end of its turn.
I don't think so.
No.
Is it
If
not?
it takes damage, it's just turn for a minute, or until it takes damage.
Okie doke. Cool. Vias, your turn.
Alright, well, he's going to do a multi-attack. One with his bite and one with his claws. Plus what? What is it? Bite is plus 6. Okay. So that's
Are you attacking the ghost or the window?
the ghost. He's up against
Well,
the ghost. So
that will break the turn undead.
would it?
Yeah.
It's fine. Who needs effective, cohesive strategy when you can not do?
I didn't know that would break a turn undead, so. Well, just go for it. Just fucking hit this dude if I can. Which probably doesn't hit any time. None of those
11
hit
and a
me.
10 do not hit.
Fucking course.
See, it's fine.
It's fine.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
We don't need strategy because we suck.
He has 40 movement.
And it can't take a reaction, so you can move out of it.
Okay,
How much
well,
movement does the bear have per
40
turn?
exactly, and that's what I counted exactly.
Okie doke.
So he's gonna get up to the window.
Okie doke.
Fuck cool, I'm useless, guys.
That's cool. That makes it the ghost's turn. And it has to move away from Vera, which unfortunately makes it move through Mercy.
That's
And,
just rude.
drifts.
Mercy was holding the dodge action.
Yes, she was.
Okie doke. And
Don't
Mercy
hurt
hasn't
my
gone yet,
girl.
so she can still take the dodge action.
Because she will die when she gets hit.
God.
Yeah.
So if you
Well,
roll
from
a
where Vera was
13,
before-
she's gone.
From where Vera was before, it would have gone through Lena, who could take the damage. That doesn't help.
Oh, if it moved that way, Talia should get a
It's not
reaction.
an attack, though.
The whelm, like to go through something?
It's incorporeal movement, so it isn't an attack. It's just anything that happens to be where it's moving through takes full damage.
No, but if it went out of Talia's reach, they would get an attack. They would get an opportunity attack.
Talia would get an attack against it, but Mercy's dodge action wouldn't apply because
Oh,
it's
she's
not an
gone.
attack, technically speaking.
Mercy's about to fucking die.
Bear with me. Any attack roll made against you has disadvantage if you see the attacker, and you make dexterity saving throws with advantage. Hang on. Talia
Maybe
will
make
get
a
an
case
attack
for
against
it
it,
making a dex for her making a dex save to get out of the way quickly.
Lena, bear with me. Let me just see how much damage, because Lena will also get an opportunity as moving past out of Lena's melee range. So Talia's attack hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Page. Maths, honestly. Lena will also get an attack. Hit. Oh, seriously, 4. It is still up. I would say I will let Mercy make a dexterity saving to see if they can duck out of the way
Alright,
of that.
Mercy, ready
Come
to
on,
fail.
Mercy.
I think her dex is 4. Yeah, 3. 15?
It succeeds, so they will take half damage.
She's probably gonna die anyways. Yeah, she's
4
gone.
points. So 2 points of cold damage.
It says Hawks have 1 point of 1 hit point.
Oh no, seriously.
Yep.
So is she dead or just unconscious?
No.
She's a familiar.
She's a
She
familiar.
She's a
appeared.
familiar. She just kind of,
Oh.
as it kind of moves through, Mercy kind of disappears into the folds of the cloak. And as it kind of moves past.
Immediately when that happens, the
Hang
bear
on.
screams. Okay.
So, no, because it took the action before their attack. So yeah, as Mercy kind of disappears into the folds of the cloak and just.
Oh wait, would she have advantage since she was doing?
Dodge, yeah, she should.
But she still succeeded, and it's still
Still half, yeah.
Mercy's fucking dead, y'all. There's just no
she
getting
succeeded.
around.
She succeeded on the saving throw, so it's half damage.
But she has.
But
one
Hawks
hit
only
point.
have 1 hit point.
Just a lethal hawk.
So she kind of disappears into the folds of the cloak and just doesn't reappear as it moves up to the corner.
Screams. He's basically in agony. Yeah. And I actually rolled less than it would be. Okie doke. In that case, then the ghost has taken damage, so it's no longer turned, but it is the end of its turn because it moved. I would assume normally these things happen at the end of the turn, so it can't do anything else this turn. Is the way I would play it. In that case, then, Lena is up next. And fuck it, she's going to go after the ghost. And 2 attacks with the Warhammer, at least one of which will have Divine Smite on it.
If she hits.
Nice.
Both hit, so roll both of those, and I will take the Divine Smite. Ignoring the +4, not a natural 20. I really need the option. So first level is 2d8, it's undead, so 3d8. Really? So 6, 9 is 7 is. Oh my god, why is math so hard?
Okay, what? 6 + 9 + 7?
Yeah,
22.
but Yeah, but the 6 plus 9 is halved. The 7 is not.
Okay,
Um,
so
It
3
is
plus
doubled. So,
so
14.
14. 14.
Which
Because
brings it.
round down. With all damage, it's round down.
Yep.
Unless we're doing. So it's 14.
Yep. Cool. In that case, then, the ghost is kind of starting to look tattered and ragged around the edges. There are bits of kind of fabric falling from the folds of its cloaks. There are no kind of physical signs or noises or anything to suggest that it's injured apart from those, but that is the end of Lena's turn. Because there was nothing I can do on a bonus action that I waste on this, so Talia is up next.
We're gonna, because I totally forgot about the cool weapon I now have. Gives me a nice, good bonus. Talia's gonna get up in the thing's face. 2 attacks. I think, yeah, because I have extra. Nope, not what I wanted. I used my dark vision to attack the ghost. 23,
Definitely hits.
15.
Hits.
And hey, I assume it's magical. So.
I don't think it is.
No, it is not a magical.
Okay.
But if it takes poison damage, it takes some poison damage. But I have a sincere belief that it is immune to poison.
It does not take poison damage, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
However, I need to make a save against. Is 14, 7, 12. DC 12. So you kind of sink the dagger in, and bam, bam, 2 attacks, quick, one after the other, and you kind of see it kind of flail back from those hits, before it kind of, for a second, you can kind of see the outline of the stones behind it, before it kind of rights itself and hisses at you.
We're gonna spend a key point to flurry of blow.
Go for it.
So that's 2. Nope. That
misses.
Hey.
That hits.
I am rolling really well tonight.
So 3 is a DC of 8. Why am I rolling so well on saving throws? And again, it kind of sinks in with the blows. Bear with me. No, that's fine. And you kind of, again, you get that kind of hint of the stones behind as it kind of fades before coming back, and the hiss it directs at you is kind of distinctly less confident sounding this time. It's for a ghost that basically is a living cloak, it looks pretty battered by now.
Cool.
Is there anything else Talia wants to do?
There is nothing else Talia can do. So
we're... In that case, then it is Clancy's turn.
Sweet. Clancy is going to do the heckin' fire thing again. Firebolt.
Go for it. 25 hits.
Nice. Oh shit.
Shit. I'm not even gonna roll for that because 16 doubled is 32. There is no physical way I can make a DC of 32. And this time, as you kind of, the firebolt kind of arcs over for my Clancy standing, it kind of hits the this kind of floating robe ghost, and the whole thing just kind of goes up in flames like somebody's kind of poured lighter fluid on it, and it just kind of, there's this blazing hot fire. It makes kind of Lena and Talia take a half step backward, and there's this kind of unearthly piercing shriek, and as the flames die down and all this kind of ash and kind of bits of kind of burning fabric dropped, you get the impression it is actually dead this time. Properly dead, not undead.
Neat. Are we out of the initiative order?
We, yes.
Vias comes out of his B shape and immediately goes into that Radiant Soul one. The wings come out, the eyes flare, and he raises his staff and he's ready to smash the fucking window. He can't do anything to hit it at this point, but I think he would, because bonus action hit whatever. He's going to wail on this.
You're cutting in and out there, Ren.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to wail. He basically is going to use his Radiant Soul feature and go Angel and basically wail on that that glass door with his staff.
Okie doke. I would say if you're just using the staff, make an attack with advantage. Okay.
How strong does the alloy seem to be to from out of here? Because I assume that's what the blue is.
It was enough to knock Talia on their backside.
Yeah, but Noctalia on the
gusting-
backside is.
It's gusting pretty strongly. Out of the out of the hole. It's-
Noctalia on the backside is because I feel like Talia is about 100 pounds soaking wet. So,
It was a dex save, not a strength save.
It was a dex save, not a strength save, to kind of dive out of the way of it.
yeah.
I would say it's probably not enough to knock Diona over, but it probably is going to make it difficult terrain as they're kind of fighting against the wind to walk closer to it. But it is
I
easy
can
enough
do
to kind
that,
of walk around the side of it.
Walk around the side of it,
What's
move in,
affected
and
bullet
just
trajectory?
start hitting around the hole.
Oh, one.
Okie doke.
Actually, he
Um,
had
She can do that. However, as Diona's kind of walking up, Vias is just kind of wailing on this glass with the quarterstaff.
how much extra damage?
Wings out, glowing eyes, kind of little boats of fire floating off the works.
So he deals a total of I think it's 6 damage because it's a +5.
I mean, it's not so much the if you hit it, you're going to do enough damage to kind of smash bits of it. It's kind of the cumulative effect of kind of hits on it that is doing the damage.
Yeah.
And I would say the fact that this is the third kind of lead hit it's taken is enough to kind of start bringing down the left-hand side, making holes in it as well. Though as a breeze comes through.
Yeah, I think Dan is
I
going to
would say-
step over and just start punching at it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that the wider the hole gets, the less strength the wind has because it's not being forced through kind of that tiny space. So there's less pressure behind
Any
it.
part that he misses with his staff, he uses his hands and his feet to kick and punch.
I would say between the two of you, plus the damage that's already been done by the others, is more than enough to kind of eventually destabilize the bottom section of the glass. And as you do that, the top section starts to crumble in and fall. There's a few bits that kind of bounce off you. They're probably not big enough or heavy enough to do damage. You're probably going to be picking bits of glass out of your clothes and your hair for a little while, though, afterwards.
Doesn't even register.
Eventually, bear with. Okie doke. I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
what-
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Hey, wisdom. sa-
One.
21.
Talia and Lita on the Nat 1 train.
Oof.
Yikes.
Oh, this
Just
is
when I
payback. This
just
is
when
payback
I
for all the natural 20s I rolled against my
Oh
group
yeah,
on
I need to
Sunday.
do Clancy too.
This- Yeah. Thank you. Just when I said I was rolling well tonight.
Yeah, Parker, I don't know why you tempted fate like that. Babe, come on.
I know.
Okie doke. Who else do we need one?
I got Clancy, by the way.
I can roll.
Okie doke. Someone can roll for Vera if she's having trouble getting into her sheet.
Yeah, I can't really.
Put it down. Might
My
as well do that. It's
computer
easy enough.
dashboard.
Nope, never mind. There we go.
Sorry,
Cool.
my
So,
keyboard is all messed up.
the
No.
only people that have failed are Talia and Lena.
Oof.
Oh.
It's not too bad.
Oh no.
So as the glass starts to come down, the wind kind of drops off to kind of a moderate breeze, but the level of light increases until there's kind of bright sunlight shining through the gap that gets brighter and brighter and brighter as more of the window kind of falls down. Lena and Talia kind of don't quite manage to shield their eyes as quickly, possibly as the others do. And basically, as the rest of you notice that the light gets brighter and brighter and you shield your eyes, and then it fades, and you find yourselves back in the room that you were in before. Lena and Talia, I will say, are kind of... It's like they've got the worst case of the sun in their eyes imaginable. They're trying to blink off the effects. And it's a little bit headache-inducing, and they can't quite see straight. And they've got massive spots in front of their eyes at the moment, and probably are going to for the next 2 or 3 minutes. So that will be, I would say, a disadvantage on any sight-based check.
Great.
The next
So
5
effectively counting as
minutes.
blinded?
Semi-blind.
Yes.
So we get transported back to the room that we were in with the fish.
So,
The fish doors.
blinded. It's not as bad as blinded because they can see, but they've got spots with their eyes. They can't see very well, so it's disadvantage on ability checks that require sight, and disadvantage on attack rolls for the next 5 minutes.
Talia is just going to kind of reach out and like grab for Diona and then up on the shoulders.
Yeah. I think Diona's gonna grab in turn and just kind of, yep.
Lena's, meanwhile, at this point, just kind of, help, hi, I can't, what the hell was that? I can't see properly. You are
Got a little bit.
back in the room that you started off in. The unconscious guy is still slumped unconscious in a corner. However, there are no doors. As you kind of glance back behind the group, you can see the short corridor that leads to a slightly more well-lit area that presumably is the balcony. And as you look ahead, you can now see a corridor that leads ahead into a room where there are flickers of occasional light.
What time is it?
It is currently 3:45 p.m.
Is Vive still in angel mode?
He's probably charging ahead is what he's doing.
Yeah.
Whatever throws
Dumbass.
he's still in.
Okay, so is he
Which
charging in
means I
this
think
direction?
Diona's gonna also move moderately quickly, mostly because in the hopes that if something there is waiting, she can toss herself between Vias and whatever it is.
Okie doke.
Suzanne is going to roll her eyes and hustle afterwards because these
Okay,
people are
so-
idiots.
I need Vias to make a stealth check at, I would say disadvantage because he's full on angel mode, and I also need a perception check.
He needs stealth, and
He's
then...
glowing and shining, and he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
There is nothing subtle about Vias at the
Yeah.
moment in time.
He's not a subtle person in general.
Okie doke.
But that's stealth, and what else did he need?
Perception, please.
Perception. Cool. 20 or 4. I don't know if it was disadvantage, but...
That
was
was persuasion.
Oh god, persuasion. There you go.
Okie doke. 19 on stealth is pretty good. So
Well, didn't you say
Disadvantage.
disadvantage? Said 17, but that's still
17 's still pretty good.
Thank
I
you
did
for
say
the cloak.
disadvantage. I know these things. Honest, I'm not really brain dead this evening.
You're
Honest.
fine, Amy. Don't
So,
worry.
as you peer around, in fact, you probably won't be able to see that. But anyway, you notice that it opens up into a large, roughly square room. There are a series of pillars supporting the roof, presumably for reasonably decorative purposes rather than specifically for structural purposes. There's a large, ornate sarcophagus in the middle of the room.
Oh, another one.
Another
Off
one.
a 12, you notice that there is a figure in
Hair color. What is their hair color?
this area.
Yeah, I think Derna is going to basically.
Knelt in front of the sarcophagus, head bowed.
Bias is going to move this way towards it. Not quite going towards it yet. Yeah, he's
Okay.
probably gonna cast Shillelagh on his staff just in case.
Okie doke.
To be fair, also Talia is probably moving with Derna because up on shoulders. So.
Yep. Talia is holding on for dear life, not being able to see shit.
Lena's kind of, I'm hoping, is kind of moving slowly after the group with kind of a squint and a tilt of the head and a
We
kind of
have a
almost
rope
shuffle.
we can like guide Lena.
so that she doesn't stand on things
Yeah.
or fall over onto her face. Okie doke. It is currently midnight here.
But
I
can-
probably
So is this
don't.
what we want to call it?
I probably don't have enough time to run all of this.
Okay, but can Vias tell what's at the altar? Or where he's closer?
Not off a 12, no.
Fuck.
I mean, what's your
Vias
passive?
runs to it. His passive is 15.
Bias runs to what? Sorry, the sarcophagus.
Not like at, like, he'd probably be like here. Like, in that area.
Okie doke. As you step in between the frame made by these pillars,
Oh,
there are two ghosts
cool.
that rise from around the sarcophagus.
God damn it.
And they look at you, Rias, and they hiss. And there's a cold that you physically feel the temperature in the room by 3 or 4 degrees. You can kind of just about see the breath misting in front of your face.
He lifts his staff and says, "Time to die, you undead fucks."
Yeah, and when we start next week, we will be rolling initiative.
Didn't even give me a
Motherfuck.
chance to heal you.
Yes, Vias is gonna fucking die. It's fine. He's
God
angry as shit.
Damn it.
Well,
He's lost
I
mercy.
might have a
He
potential
has no
solution.
spells. He has no wild shapes. He's gonna die. Might as well get it over
I
with.
might have a potential solution. I'll just need to talk to Amy to see if it might work.
A potential solution is shooting this idiot so that he
Vias
looks
has-
dead and people
Vias-
won't fuck around.
Vias has one spell thing he can do, which is a level 1 witch bolt, because it's a scroll. That's
Lena-
it.
And don't you have cantrips?
Yes, but they're not that good.
I
God.
mean, Sacred Flame, which I'm pretty sure you get from Celestial Warlock, just as a thing.
Yes, but that's really
Just
nothing.
take
It's a dex
17
save,
steps
or
back
they take
and let
no-
people who aren't dying shoot the ghost.
It's literally a dex save, and his save for it is very weak. So obviously,
I mean, that goes off his charisma, which is
his save for that
plus
is
3, so
14.
14.
Lena is going to blow an absolute fuse at Viaswim if we get out of here, FYI.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 people blind right now.
Oh,
I
Talia.
almost shot him as he went down the hallway. I almost shot that.
Talia,
You should
I
have stopped
almost.
him.
Talia's a little bit
Yeah.
like, I don't have anything nice to say to Vias right now, so I'm just not going to say anything at all.
Fucking promised Diona not to shoot people. Otherwise, actually, Vias would have gotten shot when he started going Angel.
I almost
should have
cast command
stopped him.
on Bias.
You should have stopped him.
Almost.
I told you guys
Oh.
this was not going to be a good thing.
Lena
You know
is,
what?
If
really
I
gonna
blame
be
you.
Fiona wasn't
Lena is
currently
going to be
in the
revisiting that
process
self
of
comment in a not
putting
very
Talia
fun
on
way.
her shoulders, I think she would have reached out to grab Vias. But she's currently a little bit.
Lena's half blind
Um,
and can't see shit at the back of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Amy,
I'm not
I do
going
have
to
a question.
apologize for not shooting you.
Yep, go for it, Joe.
And I don't know if it's going to be an applicable question, but it's an interesting one.
Okay.
Would there be reasonable cause to believe that old superstitions about salt to ward off ghosts hang grounding?
Sorry, say again. My headset cut out then.
Hold on, I'll text you.
Okay, no worries. It's not my headset, it's my internet by the look of things. I've only got one little red bar.
Diana still has a use of create water, so if it comes down to it, she does what she did with the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Salt water. Ooh. Also, Susanna's probably like stomping down the hallway, like loading her bullets, and she's just like, couldn't have waited 30 freaking seconds.
If you don't have anything nice to say to Vias, don't say anything at all. It's Talia's current
Y'all
thing.
didn't. Okay, this is basically payback for not
This is
fucking
not on us.
waiting to take a fucking short rest, you dumbasses. For Christ's sake.
I'm pretty sure that this whole situation is not like cannot be pinned on us alone.
Beg to differ.
Lena
Okay,
is seriously,
sure.
I am so close to having to roll a new character.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
Because Lena will walk.
See,
Talia's also like, what if Diona and I just bamfed?
Vias would
What if?
leave, but he just. There's reasons. There's so
I
many
mean,
reasons
the
for
conversation is
things.
probably. I mean, Lena is not going to handle it well, but it is going to probably start on the lines of you put the whole group at risk and go rapidly downhill from there.
Yep.
Even Beer Mom is not pleased.
Yep.
He's upset, Beer Mom.
He okay. He lost one of
Vias
his
is
only
in
friends again, and the whole not having. Yeah, he just. Oh,
Talia's
man.
mindset is, it's proven you can bring her back.
Yep.
But there's other things that you don't know about Mercy.
Sure, but that is Talia's, like, Talia has zero idea. Talia doesn't even know what a familiar is.
No, I know.
It's kind of like, well, if you can bring her back, okay, chill for 5 goddamn fucking seconds.
Yep.
Please.
We're just completely falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Amy,
Machado.
that's the question I asked you because
Yeah.
there are a reasonable amount of superstitions about being able to use salt too.
I would say it's not something I have written into the options for the enemies, but I quite like it as an idea.
Would you be willing to let me get away with it? Like have it
might do,
have some kind of effect?
I quite like it as an idea,
I
so
love
I
that
might
too.
do. However, I would probably make Diona make some sort of check to see how much Diona believes it is going to work. Because belief is
She is a
half
sailor.
of...
They are superstitious fuckers.
I know.
We
I
haven't
would
run
suppose
into that much, but
belief is half the point when you're doing things like that. I would say
I
let me
know,
think
that's-
about it, and I will get back to you before the next session on that one.